Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So you'll see here that I have another Visconti in my collection, and if I show you the side of the box here, you'll see that it is the Fiorenza Lava limited edition fountain pen. Now this is a pen that I picked up probably over a year ago now, so let me unbox this pen for you. This actually comes in the old style Visconti boxes. It also comes in a very large or thicker Visconti clamshell box, and it actually has this pull-out tray here. Now, most of the boxes, or the newer boxes of these, were slimmer and didn't have this pull-out tray. So this just is a booklet that shows various heads of state using the pen and some of the pens from the collection. Now, I've shown this booklet off a number of times before, but I thought I would just briefly show you that here today as it came with it. So let me open this clamshell box up, and first thing you will see here is this lovely identity card, the Fiorenza, and this really is to commemorate Florence as a city, or Fiorenza. And you'll see here it's number 124 of 200. It's a fountain pen, 23 carat palladium Dream Touch nib. They call it a white nib. I think really that is more just a single tone nib, the single colour, the palladium finish, or the rhodium, the platinum plated finish there. It's a double reservoir power filler, but this is one of the earlier models. So you'll see here it comes with this lovely Fiorenza plaque here. It also comes with the Visconti logo here on the leatherette box on the inside, and then you have the pen. So this is a lovely pen, and this is a pen in my collection that I got well over a year ago, and I really do love this pen for a number of reasons. That this pen has this lovely amount of swirls going on here in the body. It's absolutely stunning, the amount of swirls that you do see here. Now it has the old Voyager style clip, and you'll see here it actually says Fiorenza and Visconti. So this is a lovely material, and you can see here it's almost like looking at the Earth from a topographical sort of space sort of look. These lovely swirls here, some of these creamy white patches, there's a bit more here as well, and it's a really lovely pen. So it doesn't have the My Pen finial on, because this is an older pen, and like I said, it has the Voyager clip, which is actually quite useful. The Visconti actually call this a keel clip, and because it really just resembles the keel of a boat. And the pen tapers up to the cap band here, and then starts to taper back down again to what would be the blind cap. Now this blind cap does not unscrew. Now you will see here, if I get it up the right way, this is 124 of 200. So there were only 200 of these pens ever made. So this for me is a lovely pen, and I'm glad that I could pick up this pen. Now if I unscrew, you'll see here it has a 23 carat palladium nib. It's a medium nib, and it's a single tone nib there that I do like. So it's a really just a plain silver colour nib, or rhodium or platinum nib. Now I did say that this is a power filler, but I also said that this blind cap does not open, and I'll show you why. This is what I call the Gen 1 of, and maybe it's a Gen 2, but I have not seen any generations before this. This is a Gen 1 power vac filler. So you unscrew the body there, and then there's a little bit of an ink window here, and that is the power vac tube. And then you pull this out and then push it in to create the vacuum and for it to suck up ink. So this is the Gen 2 I would class as the regular generation of the power vac, but this is one of the earlier models where you have to unscrew the body there to get at that power vac knob to be able to actually action it. And I don't know, there's a little bit of a love-hate relationship with this, because I kind of like that it's hidden so that you can't by accident unscrew this or have somebody mess around with your pen and then suddenly eject ink everywhere. The downside is this ink window here does not go all the way through. So it's very difficult to actually see the ink there. You actually need to use a torch to shine in there to see the ink and the ink level. The other thing is that sometimes these can come unglued, and this one did after I purchased it brand new. So it started to leak ink out of this seam here, and that was a problem. I sent it back to Visconti. They fixed it without any problem whatsoever. But that is just something to be aware of on some of these Gen 1s, that they are only glued in place. And if that glue, which is, I believe, epoxy glue, fails, then, and it will fail over time with water or ink getting in contact with that glue, then it might need to be re-glued into place. Now, it didn't come away completely, it was just leaking. So I sent it back to Visconti, and Visconti repaired it free of charge, other than me having to pay the postage cost and the admin fee, which in the UK I think was around about £25 at the time when I sent it off. I think it's around about $50. I think it was actually £30, $50 US dollars. But you can send it into the UK distributor if you're in the UK for any repairs, for any Visconti under warranty. Likewise, if you're in the US, you can send it to Coles of London there as well. So, as you can see here, this is a lovely, lovely stunning pen. And I really love the pattern on it. I love this sort of oil sort of effect pattern that's going on there. And it's to a very high polish. It's a really lovely pen. So I think let's do some size checks and a weight check. In terms of size, we are talking about 145 millimeters in length, and then the cap is about 70 millimeters. And then from the tip of the nib or the tines, we are looking at around about 133 millimeters. Now this pen is inked up, so let me do a weight check on this. So the full weight of the pen, we are looking at just over 36 grams in weight. The cap is just under 12 grams, and then the pen itself inked up is just over 27 grams. So it's not a very lightweight pen, but it's not a heavy pen either. So let's do a comparison with some other pens. So from left to right, we have the Visconti Opera Master Golden Dust, the Visconti Luxor Obelisk, the Visconti Speakeasy, the Visconti Medici Il Magnifico, the Visconti Homo Sapiens Bronze Swirl, the Visconti Fiorenza Lava, the Pelican M800 Royal Gold Rawdon, a Twisby VAC 700R, the Omos 360, and a Classic Pens LM1 in the Flame Red. Now, one other thing just to mention is this pen is called the Fiorenza Lava, and it's called the Fiorenza Lava for a very good reason. This was the first pen that Dante Del Vecchio, Visconti at the time, made out of lava. Now, you may know the Visconti Homo Sapiens Bronze Age, the Steel Age, the Dark Age, but this was the very first pen that had that lava mixed with resin to create a lovely pen. And this is a very, very lovely pen indeed. So, let's do a writing sample. This is the Visconti, and it is the Fiorenza Lava. And as I said, this is a 23 carat palladium nib, and it is a medium. Now this actually has quite a bit of spring or bounce to the nib. Now the ink that I have in here at the moment is Robert Oster, and it is Australian Sky Blue. Now in terms of line variation, it is a medium nib. It writes a little bit more on the fine side of medium, I would say, but I can coax quite a lot of line variation out of this nib. And you can see here with these figure of eights that you are getting quite a lot of line variation that's going on there. Now I did push that quite hard, that nib. I do know my limit on where to push. I wouldn't normally flex these palladium nibs that much because that was quite a lot of pressure that I put on here. In terms of the wetness, you do have to obviously be careful when you're flexing these nibs. This isn't a very, very wet nib, so it's actually quite dry. But I actually, strange enough, like that. It's enough here that you can see the shading that's going on, and I can get a lot of line variation out of this nib if I want to, but I don't normally push it that much. So for me, this is a pen that I really, really do love writing with in my collection. It's a beautiful, stunning pen. It writes flawlessly. It's a wonderful nib. I do love these 23 carat palladium nibs. I think they really are good. I do prefer some of the 18 carat gold nibs, although I have some 14 carat gold nibs from Visconti that are actually more rigid, more stiff, and not as bouncy as some of the 18 carats are. The 18 carats tend to be a little bit better, although some of these 23 carat palladium nibs actually go the extra mile, and if they are a slightly bouncy or springy nib, then you can get quite a bit of line variation out of them. So there you go, that's a review of the Visconti Fiorenza Lava. Thanks for watching, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.